Welcome back this morning. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. Very important topic to talk about. And Lurie Children's Hospital is out with new technology. It's aimed at recognizing signs of abuse.
So the hospital just launched a new app to help screen for bruises in babies and children under the age of 4. Joining us now live via Zoom is Dr. Clyde Pierce. She's the brainchild behind the app and an emergency medicine physician at Lurie. Good morning, doctor. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, very simply, first of all, explain to us, how does this app work?
Well, the app has data in it that's driven by a NIH grant that we got that looked at thousands and thousands of children. And it found differences between children that had been abused and children that had accidental injury, because obviously children do get accidental bruises all the time. But being physically assaulted is so different. Our team observed this for many years and saw that those differences could help us hopefully recognize abuse early on before that child goes on to a fatal or near fatal event. In fact, we found that many children had these early warning signs of abuse, that things were going wrong way before they had their fatality. And so we really became mission driven to help identify and help people recognize those bruises before the next injury occurs. Because people are so used to thinking that bruises are nothing, we were able to show that certain bruises actually are highly predictive and help differentiate abuse from accidental injury. Of course, it's a screening tool, not a diagnostic tool, but it gives context to the person that is seeing the patient. Medical provider, social worker, whoever those frontline workers are. So we're hoping to put the evidence that these are all published, these are published works. So putting the evidence in people's hands, readily available in their hands, was our goal, so that hopefully we can do a much better job of early recognition of child abuse and prevent those worse injuries.
Yeah, you mentioned how bruises can be overlooked because kids might be playing around or might be jumping around. So what success have you seen? I know this is just launching, so there's not specific app data, but what did you guys find out in your studies and in developing this, that how this can help?
Yeah, we actually originally had a bruising clinical decision rule, so it tells you which bruises are more likely to be abuse or not. We published that many years ago, then we republished a validated study a few years ago, and I've had people call me from literally all over the world and the United States, different parts of Europe, and have said that by using the tool, they've been able to identify abuse much earlier and prevent future deaths. And so a lot of people are using it literally all over the world, and that's really exciting because our whole goal is to decrease child abuse deaths by 50%. And an important piece to know is that 50% of deaths occur before that baby's first birthday. So bruises in babies really has to get our attention. It has to really make sense. Does the story make sense? And if it doesn't, we can't look the other way, because that injury is going to escalate and it's going to get more and more severe. So if we can intervene before that occurs, we can help the family, we can help the child. We wanted to get an objective tool in people's hands so that we could make a difference.
And again, this app is for infants and children 4 years old and younger. Is it primarily to be used by teachers or caregivers or daycare providers, things like that?
This is for the intention of the app and the data that we've actually collected was to help people that are in the front line making decisions. So that's mostly emergency medicine physicians, people, generalists, people that are actually having to make decisions about babies or examining babies or very young children. Also, social workers that are in the field and having to make decisions. Our goal is to have more accuracy. So we don't want to just like screen everyone. We do harm for families, and that's not our goal at all. We just want a more accurate way of looking at these children. But it's really meant for people that are, in the front line, having to make a decision or having to interpret data or pay attention to things that they're noticing, those subtle little things, because it turns out the little things really are the big things when you're actually trying to identify early signs of child abuse.
That's so helpful. We just have a few more seconds left. Can you quickly tell us where people can find the app, how they can download it, if they really need this resource and want to have it?
Yeah, so it's actually available in the Apple Store and Google Play right now under LCAST, L-C-A-S-T, and that is how you can find it. It's already available. It's free. Lurie Children's has helped find anonymous donors that have helped us build this so that it could be free, so it costs no one. It comes at no cost to you. And so it's in the Apple Store and also under Google Play.
Dr. Clyde Pierce with Lurie Children's Hospital, thanks so much for being with us and sharing this really important information about this new app.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you caring about this.